Hello everybody, it's Braden here with the T-Storm Chasers, just coming to you with another weather video, and this one is going to be our national weather update. So it will cover most of the United States, and pretty much what we're going to be focusing on today is Winter Storm Erin. Lots of stuff going on in the United States when it comes to this winter storm. This is the National Weather Service current hazards right now, and we're going to get into that in a little bit. But lots of pink, lots of dark purple, lots of light purple as well for winter weather advisories and winter storm warnings, and then of course ice storm warnings that we will go over here in a minute. But thank you guys of course for watching, and we're going to get straight into it with our ice accumulations in the Ohio Valley, because look at northern Mississippi. Now, I go to school at Mississippi State University. I go online for meteorology currently, but that is very close to my college right there, and I pray for those guys down there. They're going to get a lot of ice, up to an inch just north of that little dot there. That's at 0.71. That darker bluish color there, like a very dark green, dark blue type color there, that is the marker for 1 inch of ice, and that extends all the way up into West Virginia, all the way down into parts of Texas as well. Texas may receive 10 or a tenth to almost a half an inch of ice in some places over by Dallas Fort Worth area. Looking at around a tenth of an inch of ice there, which will very much disrupt traffic patterns and all of that. Shreveport looking like almost a half an inch of ice over there as well, which is absolutely insane. That I'm saying almost an inch of ice. That is an insane amount of ice. Going into our mid-Atlantic regions, North Carolina, South Carolina also could see up to a half an inch of ice for majority of the area there, and even getting up towards the capital there, maybe a light glaze of ice over there towards Washington, D.C. But majority of this winter weather system will start out with ice, and then we will dump a bunch of snow. So taking a look at 48 hour snowfall, there's definitely going to be some snow on top of all of that ice there. And then points to the south where it doesn't get as cold. That is where majority of that ice is, but definitely a glaze over majority of this ice here. So up to a foot in parts of Indiana there, 6 to 9 inches in parts of Illinois, spanning into Missouri there, 6 to 8 inches there. And then getting back towards Texas here, northern parts of Texas over by Amarillo, getting up to 9 inches of snow as well. And then upper elevations of New Mexico could receive up to a foot of snow as well. So that is also a pretty crazy sight, especially for down south there. An inch over near the Dallas-Fort Worth area could be expected as well on top of all of that ice. 24-hour wind gusts, they are looking pretty mediocre for especially this winter storm coming through. So that is very nice that there is not a lot of wind associated with this winter storm. Definitely possible that some wind gusts are associated with that, especially here along the Tennessee and North Carolina border there. I believe there's a river there. I cannot remember what it's called, but definitely in that valley there could see some elevated wind speeds, and that is associated with a high wind warning over there as well for parts of Tennessee. So a bunch of ice storm warnings as we get into our National Weather Service current hazards. We'll look at the central United States. All of this pink here is winter storm warnings. All of this kind of light purple there, that's winter weather advisories. That is going to be on the north side of these winter storm warnings. And then the dark purple is going to be your ice storm warnings. So just outside of the Dallas-Fort Worth metro there, just outside of the Austin metro there as well, ice storm warning. Majority of Texas is under a winter storm warning or an ice storm warning which is kind of crazy that the winter storm warning almost reaches down into Mexico. The southern tip there is under freeze warning, and then getting into parts of Louisiana, Arkansas, Missouri. All these states have winter weather advisories or winter storm warnings or something of the sort. Getting all the way up into the northeastern United States, pretty much every single county is under a winter storm warning, which is crazy to see. Except for the tip of Maine there, winter weather advisory and a winter storm watch up there as well. So getting into a prediction center outlooks, we've kind of breezed over the western half of the United States because there's not really much going on right now over there except for above normal temperatures. So that'll be very nice for them out west. 80 to 90% above normal for the far northwestern tip of California and the far southeastern or southwestern tip as well. So all those states over there getting in on some warmer temperatures. And then also for your peeps in Rapid City there, as I was talking about earlier in the most recent weather video that I produced this morning, the western part of South Dakota is in that 33 to 40% above normal area as well. Us here in the central part of the United States, here in South Dakota, the north central part of the United States, much of South Dakota, half of North Dakota and Minnesota, all of Minnesota there are in that right around normal category. But as you get all the way into the eastern parts of the United States, you guys can see way below normal temperatures out there for the time being. We'll look at precip for now. Much of the United States is sitting below normal. Past this winter storm, we're kind of going to go into a little bit of a dry spell. Definitely going to be some precip around, but not as much as we usually see this time of year. So not as good for places under drought, but we will start to kind of keep that dry spell going, and then past into the middle to later parts of February, we'll start to see more moisture kind of work its way in as we start to get into those early spring months. So that will be nice, but for now we're going to be staying on the drier side. Getting into your future track forecast here, this will just time out pretty much Winter Storm Aaron at this point. We have a high pressure system sitting up there in the northeastern parts of the United States, and then we have this low pressure system sitting out here along the border between Mexico and Texas right now. So that low pressure system will kind of just chill over there, and we'll have multiple lows. The one associated with Aaron will continue to move to the northeast and bring all of that snow into parts of like New York, Pennsylvania. All of that mix stays to the south. The southern warm part will be more rain and ice, and then the northern part will be the snow. And that will be bringing up to a foot or a foot and a half of snow to some places up there in the northeast as we continue to get into our Sunday night here. We will see that low pressure system kind of start to push its way out to sea, and majority of that rain is now off into the sea. But snow doesn't stop falling in the northeastern parts of the United States until about Tuesday at about 6 in the morning, when we see another low with light snow possible there. So much of the southern United States will be blanketed under a high pressure system, so that'll keep things clear to kind of clean up, and that'll be a major help for snow melt and everything like that, with the pretty clear skies associated with high pressure systems. So that will be nice for them, kind of get a little bit of calm weather as they get cleaned up. So that is all I got for you guys for your national weather outlook there. This is my first time doing one of these, so I know I screwed a couple things up, but I am getting there, and we will be able to do one of these pretty smoothly here soon. So thank you very much for watching. Have a great rest of your night, and stay tuned for the local weather update here in about a half an hour. So thank you very much again for watching.